Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time and Happy New Year. I wish you prosper and Happy New Year to you and your family. Today I would like to introduce you a new product recently released by Gustard Audio, which is a digital to analog converter. The model number is X18, which uses the ESS technology, a 9038 Pro digital to analog converter chip, as well as the silicon or crystal oscillator. X18 retail for $750 and they are fully balanced, designed with high performing measure performance confirmed by third parties. So those measurements and the results in terms of lab tests is very good, probably one of the best that ever they tested in the with the testing method. So how about the sound quality and how about the build quality? So I would like to start with the build quality. The enclosure of X18 is solidly built with all aluminum chassis and aluminum cover and everything with front little display uses the OLED display. Menu system is very simple. I will walk you through here very quickly. This is very simple. Just hit this middle button. That will change the input, coaxial, AES, optical, USB, and I2S. Bluetooth is disabled, so it will not show. So if you hit and hold this button, it will take you to setting menu. That is a PCM filter that you can change. I use the high first, and if you hit this middle button again, it will take you to next option, which is DSD filter. Next thing is NOS, non-oversampling mode, which I turned it off because I prefer in oversampling mode with this DAC. Next one is Bluetooth power, so I turned it off. Next thing is phase inversion. That is, if you have an inverted cable. And display, I use it always on. Brightness, I use it as the lowest. This power button also works as the mute button. So once you hit the power button, it gets into mute mode. So you can disable it by turning the volume control knob or just hitting the power button again. So that's the menu walkthrough. As you will notice, it's very simple and straightforward menu. Best of all, you can turn the Bluetooth function if you don't use Bluetooth, which I did. AES, optical, and coaxial can also do the full MQA conversion. Most of my music listening I tested with the DSD and high-res PCM formats in my system using my Denon PMA S611, Sony HAP-Z1ES as the music server, as well as 13-inch MacBook Pro playing with Audio using mainly with my KEF R11 speakers. So based on my testing, compatibility and everything works great with the PC-based, third parties, playback software such as Audio, it works great. But when I use my Sony, this music server, I have some issues. Okay, that's something to do with the compatibility. I can play all the DSD formats, no problem. Different resolution, it works fine. But only problem I had was the PCM. When I play in the FLAC files with this Sony HAP-Z1ES with this Gustard X18, they don't work. It just noise. Those of you who own the Sony HAP-Z1ES, that may be an issue for you like I have. But as soon as I switch to MacBook Pro with Audio, that's not an issue. So that is, I would like to mention it to you. So based on the price, which is retail for $750, the performance of the DAC is totally reflect the asking price and maybe more in terms of sound quality. So out of curiosity, I tested back to back with my reference DAC, Musician Audio Aquarius DAC, which retail for $3,200. It gives me some surprises because the mid-range and high frequency and everything, it may not be airy and liquidy as the that Aquarius deck that I use as my main reference deck, but it has all the high quality, all the sound signature that most of the audiophile are craving for. Smooth and engaging tonality with nice and accurate sound quality, good frequency extension with nice and spacious sound with good amount of airiness on upper range of frequencies, of which this Gustard X18 can deliver that revealing sound and accurate sound quality that it can provide you. It has the transparency and musicality, and everything comes together and provide you with very nice and spacious sound. Stereo image and depth may not be as deep as I'm used to with the my Aquarius deck, but is there, very identical soundscape, but a little less depth compared to my reference deck. But price difference is significant, so I am not complaining. So performance wise, I have no complaint. Total quietness. Right now the deck is connected with balance cable. I can raise my volume control knob all the way to 2 o'clock position. That is nothing. You cannot hear a thing from my KFR11 speakers. And also I tested with the Gustard Audio U18 DAC, which is a USB audio interface that reduces the noise. Pairing U18 and X18, connecting with the Boa Acoustics JIB HDMI cable, which uses the Ono cast copper conductors inside. So as soon as I pair the this X18 with the U18 DAC, what I noticed is better instrument separation. For example, when I was listening back to back with the track, one of the tracks that I use for my reference, which is Am I Losing You track. I will have the info here. So that track is the DSD file that I have. So in that track, the bass lines and bass notes and mid-range and everything is very well produced and mixed track that I truly enjoy using as my reference. When I use that track back to back without or with or without DDC, one thing right away I notice is how much better the bass line can get. So bass lines and mid-range and everything produce a little more definition and better separation and more transparent sound. So when I'm playing very same music with this X18 deck alone, it's not as defined or not as spacious as you are using together with U18 and X18 together. By saying that, don't get me wrong, you don't have to have that U18 DDC. This X18 deck alone is highly capable of reproducing all the resolution and definition, every possible notes that humanly can hear. What U18 DDC did to the sound reproduction is it brings you up to next level. Probably it will brings you up to on par with Gustard Audio X26 DAC. So that is where you gain the performance and sound quality. So those are the sort of things that I play around, and I enjoy my experience using this X18 DAC in my system. So my advice is, if you like to have high in sound quality and price in performance and everything together with great musical sound, this Gustard Audio X18 deck will be a great choice for you. It could be endgame deck for many people because the performance and sound quality is very capable. Everything combined, in my opinion, this Gustard X18 is one of the great buy for the price that you are getting in today's market. Pairing with this X18, what brings me out of pairing with the Sony HAB-Z1 ES is a little bit quieter background and a little better bass response and a little bit deeper soundscape and depth that I can enjoy the immersive sound quality, three-dimensional like sound. So that sort of thing that it can improve upon music server that I have. It is really impressive for the price that we are getting here. So this is the component that I can easily recommend you to try it. Good quality deck for the money. My 5 stars rating for this Gustard X18 DAC. Highly recommended, my friend. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Come into my solitude, though I weary be. Come into my tenderness, dream along with me. Listen to the whispers sing, listen to the singer shout. Come into my solitude, breathe my big mouth. Thoughts unspoken, thoughts unsaid, lies of hearth and home. Children broken on the bed and left to lie alone. Things you talk around, scum you choke on down. Come into my solitude, step on sacred ground. We were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Fathers who are lovers to the daughters that they own. Mothers who believe the child is single safety zone. People so unhinged that death is much too kind. Come into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. Breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Come into this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Come into my solitude.